Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video, and in this video we're going to be making a really important topic which I can't believe I haven't made up until now. Someone recommended it to me and it's really needed actually. Basically, what is the best team for the Aurora squad if you don't have Harak built on your account? And I was looking through the ranking of the scoreboards on the Pioneer server and I found some really good team options. Like here we have the overall top performing team I've found without Harak getting 104 billion damage using Mirael and Cassadee. And this is a really good score. When you compare it to the overall best Harak team getting around 112 billion, this getting 104 is really competitive with it. And of course, this is a lot more obtainable for a lot of people. So here's the formation with Sonya and Rowan on the buff tiles. Rowan on there for the bonus energy generation. Rowan will need to have, or ideally he should have any charms that give him ultimate power because that will boost the energy generation he gives to his allies. Sonya should have either, okay, well here insight charms, but arcane charms are also a good option. Both of them give her the skill power to increase her buffs. Cassadee actually on the acute charms here, but I think mystic charms are also a good option. Both of them are like double offensive charm options, so both are good. Mirael with the sorcery charms. I do think sorcery charms are the best for Mirael because it increases the damage from her skills as well as her ultimate by quite a lot. And here she's only at +5 exclusive equipment. And then you have Lucius, who will just want to be again on ultimate power for shield value for your team. And these basically heart green charms, these I don't know actually, I forgot the name of them, but these are the best ones for both Rowan and Lucius because it also improves their healing effectiveness. And for Lucius that also means it improves effectiveness of his shields. Healing stat will improve the effectiveness of the heals and shields granted to your allies. So that is the formation for team number 1, and team number 2 is actually going to be different. So this is what people are doing if they want to use Sonya on team number 1. They are using Sinbad and Mirael on the buff tiles on team number 2 and Corin off the buff tile. And when we take a look at the damage, both Sinbad and Mirael deal a lot, again with the resonating spell. So this is a very viable team to run. However, it still might be a little bit difficult to pull off. It does have the Cassadee build, which maybe a lot of people have skipped out on, and then also Sonya and Sinbad, which maybe people haven't been able to recruit for in this season. But if you have all of these heroes, this is a really competitive team. Like just with the +5 exclusive equipment, Mirael getting this 104 billion damage is really crazy. So let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. We'll watch team number 2 first of all and just see how it works. I mean, it should be pretty simple. I think that in team number 2 of Thalassa, there isn't huge issues with survivability, but towards the end, it is possible that maybe the Mirael will die, especially also in this team because we don't have Sonya buffing up the Mirael, for example. That provided damage reduction to Mirael, and also it provided her bonus like stats, like bonus defenses. But you do have the Sinbad, and Sinbad is going to debuff the boss, and then the boss will be dealing less damage than normal. And 35 seconds left, and things are looking good. So, yeah, this was a really surprising team. Because honestly, if you take a look at some of the Harak teams even in this lineup, they're not even getting as high as 104 billion. It depends on the RNG and depends on the level of investment. Okay, yeah, this team is really... I think you might have to do a few runs with this team to get the perfect RNG. Like, look at this. The second team managed to survive the whole time when they were really low. They easily could have been killed, and that was going to be 46.5 billion damage from that team. And when we take a look at this replay, Mirael did a lot of damage. We'll take a look at the damage sheet again. But this is going to be great for you if you've been in the progress of building up maybe Mirael and Cassadee in preparation for Ravaged Realm. Like for me, I already had Cassadee built up, but for this whole like kind of season and even the end of last season, after Ravaged Realm came out, I've begun building up Mirael by having her on my wish list and buying her from the Dream Realm store. And she is going to be important. Like she's going to be basically probably the best option if you don't have Harak built on your account. If you have Harak built though, you won't even need Mirael. So so you don't. But who knows in the future, if we have a Ravaged Realm in the future, I think Mirael might be usable again. It's just kind of because both Fresto and Harak were on the same Lightbearer squad that we're not able to use Mirael. Otherwise, Mirael is a really good option. She deals a lot of damage. Okay, and Tide Call spell is interesting. Yeah, because it's going to cause the boss to take more damage with the debuff, and also it reduces the attack of the boss. That is going to help your team survive better. And there are survival issues. However, with the Lucius, with his basically healing and ultimate power charms, and also the Rowan with the healing and ultimate power charms, you have like as much healing and shielding for your team as possible on this team number 1. And because of that, the team is looking really safe. It's not even getting close to dying, and even when the hero takes some damage, they immediately get healed back up to full health and get shielded. Okay, amazing score. Almost 58 billion without Harak with just a +5 exclusive equipment Mirael. When we take a look at it, this is pretty crazy. 12 billion from the Mirael and a lot of damage from Cassadee. And a Q charm might just be the best option because we haven't done enough testing for Cassadee in the Harak team, and even in the Harak team she gets eaten really early on, so her charms don't matter as much. But here when she is the prime damage dealer, and she's not even on the prime carrier buff tile, she's still dealing 21 billion, and acute charms seem to be doing the best from the testing, but maybe mystic charms could be good too. But this is going to make Cassadee a priority for you to get charms on if you don't have Harak, for example. Oh, and there's a cool new filter that you can actually exclude Harak, for example. This is really cool. And then, so the next best team, these have gotten around 101 billion. They're going to be pretty similar, but they are using some different heroes. For example, this one is not using Sinbad, but team number 1 is going to be pretty much the same. So the overall top team for team number 1 is basically this team. I'm assuming the charms are going to be the same. Okay, no, Sonya with the arcane charms here. I think you could get away with arcane charms on Sonya and mystic charms on Cassadee. Otherwise, the charms are the same for the Mirael, Lucius, and Rowan. I think you can get away with arcane charms on Sonya because she didn't look at risk of dying in that previous fight that we watched. And so, like, this would just increase her damage output overall. And so I think it could be a good option. But Cassadee did less damage here with the Mystic Charms as compared to the Cute Charms. So maybe Acute Charms are better for Cassadee. And team number 2, this is not great. Sinbad is going to be better on this team rather than Vala. But if you don't have Sinbad and you have Vala, this can be a team that you try. Vala, yeah, I thought these charms would be the best for her for Ravaged Realm because they give double offensive stats. All her other charms kind of have execution, and those I don't think apply for Ravaged Realm boss. Merely with overloaded charms and Corrin with the insight charms. This is a good team. Resonating spell on team number 2. And if we take a look at another team option, get 101 billion. This is pretty similar, but rather than, for example, Corrin on team number 2, they're running Tamisi on team number 2. Otherwise, Sinbad and Vala are the same. But I think the issue with this is that the team would probably definitely end up dying towards the end. Even with the Corrin shielding that we watched, it almost died. And so I think with Tamisi, it would probably definitely die. Team number 1, rather than running the Mirael, running the Corrin here. So this could be an option if you don't have Mirael built on your account, but you have Corrin. This also got 101 billion damage. And again, Tide Call spell. But basically, you're going to want to have Sonya, Cassadee, Tide Call spell on team number 1. Now, let's say you also don't have Cassadee, because this is another hero people might not have built up. Are there any good team options? Wait, was that include or... Okay, that's must include. We have to must exclude Cassadee. There's no shared formations, yeah. So I think basically Cassadee is pretty important for this team, of course. If you don't have her, you can replace her with something else, maybe Vala, something like that. But it just won't be as effective. So, but these are some good team options if you don't have Harak. All good things that you can consider trying. The team number 1 is basically kind of solved with the Tide Call spell, and then Sonya buffing up Mirael and Cassadee. And if you don't want to use Mirael, you use Corrin instead of Mirael, but like some other damage dealer in that slot. And team number 2, this is the overall best team number 2 if you don't have Harak, but you can try like Tamisi instead of Corrin, like was tried if you want to run Corrin on team number 1. So hopefully this video was helpful. And good luck. Basically, well, we'll still have 4 more days. Even when it comes out on global server, we're going to begin with the Immortal squad. We'll have more days for Aurora squad, and probably at the beginning of the day when all of these squads come out, there's going to be a lot of testing done on the global server. So if there are any better teams found, I will let you guys know. And we'll also talk about free-to-play teams in that. So maybe save some of your attacks in the Ravaged Realm until later on in the day when we have the best teams that have come out. And then you will be able to get a lot of value from that. But thanks for watching, guys. That is going to be it for this video. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.